everyone. How are you? Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to rant. Soto, I didn't see the play. I heard that someone said if you look at his at bat, I didn't see it. They said anyone could tell that he was hurt. I didn't see it, actually. I was inside taking a shower, shaving, and getting ready to watch a disaster here, the last inning and a half. But if someone can fill me in, how are you, everybody? Don't worry about Tobias Myers, who got lit up a bit. Tobias Myers' stuff didn't play well in this altitude. The ball doesn't break quite the way it would in other altitudes, and you could see there was no bite on his slider, and he was due for a bad outing. He had been in quite a few games and really was pretty solid. His ERA went over 3.5, I think, after tonight, which it doesn't really matter. But, 3.57. Peralta lowered his to 3.12. Peralta, this is one of the few games I've seen Peralta go 5 innings with only one strikeout. Hey, Patty, how are you? There's strike 3. Weaver's a tough guy. You ever hear him on his he gets philosophical. He loves being in front of the camera. I'm surprised he gets along with Lindor. But how are you, everybody? Yeah, William, the baseball out here wasn't too good tonight. Colorado is reverting back to Colorado. Colorado's going to lose 90 games minimum. Make no qualms about that. And the Mets have played well defensively. They're actually number 5 in MLB on runs saved. So they have played much better. They were near the bottom last year. And that's a hit. You just don't want to let runners on. Right now, just throw the ball over the plate. Okay? A solo homer is not going to beat you. You can't have traffic. Hey, Rock. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Keith, that was hilarious. Did you watch in the booth with the 2-foot hot dog? Oh, that was hilarious. Keith has done, I guarantee you, a lot crazier things than that bit. I used to see him at Shout. Take my word for it. Well, actually, no, he was okay. He behaved at Shout. He wasn't really too bad. He was too busy drinking. Yeah, Myers, look, he was due to blow up a little. What happened with Soto? I don't know. If he was removed from the game, it's because it's probably 35 degrees there. I didn't see. Is he still out in left field? Yeah, I don't believe Soto is 100%. I don't care about the home run tonight. The last few games, he has not looked good. He looks happy. He's smiling at everyone, but I don't think he feels right. And I think if the Mets were doing great, he would have taken another week or two. And there's a hit. Nope, foul. You see, amazing, right? When things are going wrong. Hey, Mike, when things are going wrong, automatically you think there's a hit and it's 18 feet foul, right? When it's going great, that'll go foul. Hockey's been great, Mike. Buffalo Sabres have really improved. The Rangers got screwed out of the number 1 or 2. They fell to number 5 in the draft pick, which it's a decent draft, but 1 to 3 was where you want it to be. But we'll see. Maybe they'll trade up with San Jose and send Schneider there. And San Jose will pick the defenseman, and the Rangers can get the offenseman. But yeah, this is. I would think Soto will rest tomorrow. It's a day game after a night game. What is it there? Like almost 10 p.m. in Colorado? Is it 2-hour difference? I would think Soto will be out of the lineup tomorrow. Look, if we can hang on here, which we certainly should. Look at Philly. They changed their manager. What did they win, like 8 out of 9 or something? They're 3 games out, I think, now first. It's amazing. Well, listen, the Mets are winning now. I've never seen so many guys on the Mets staff that throw hard and don't have put away stuff. Not true. He's throwing 95. He's not throwing 99. And 95 and 99 is a big difference. But Myers doesn't seem to have that blow away stuff either. His stuff plays like Myers, actually. But both bullpens are rested. I would think they don't want to use Devin Williams, obviously. Pittsburgh's up 1-0 over Arizona. Skeens pitched tonight for Pittsburgh. Skubal's down for about 3 months. Wonder how much that's going to cost him in free agency. But elbow chips aren't really that bad. Unless you're Minaya. Oh, did he go? Nah. Yeah, BJ, how are you? Yeah, they're having an early Phillies run. And I don't like Mattingly. I don't think Mattingly's a very good manager. But they needed a change. Look, Robbie Thompson 3 years ago was a hero, right? They almost won the World Series with him. William, if he went out to the outfield, he's fine. There's no way well, it's cold. What was he jammed? I didn't see it. Usually, if you get jammed with a fastball, or it'll sting in that weather. It might have stung his hand, and he was doing that to get the feeling back in it. He wouldn't be out in left field if he was hurt, especially with the 8-4 lead. Can't put runners on when you're up. Too much dancing around. There's strike 3. This would be a big win for the Mets. I'm glad I wasn't really watching this game. I was listening to it. I wanted to hear it on the radio. That's how you get hurt when you misplay a ball like that, because the pitcher is going too fast and he twists his ankle on the bag. All right. One guy is sitting behind a heavy-set guy with purple hair, a big beard, Colorado. My God. I don't think Don's a good manager, no. I don't think he's terrible, but I think he's, middle of the road manager. He knows his baseball, Donnie baseball. I don't think he's a good one. No. But sometimes it just gives you a lift when you take over a team. Let's see if the Mets could add on 1 or 2. Don Mattingly's overall record coming in was 896 and 951. He was 443 and 587 with the Marlins. He was 446 and 363 with the Dodgers. Won all 5 seasons he was there. He was a bench coach for the Blue Jays the last couple of years before joining the Phillies. Nah, I don't think he's anything special. Yeah, Philly is doing their Philly thing, and Weaver doesn't even. What's I am drawing a blank. I'm going to get it myself too. I'm not going to ask for help. Wow. Am I PTSD'd from this team? I can't believe it. I'm PTSD'd. Hey, Mitch, who's the ace for Philly that was with the Mets? That the Mets didn't sign. I'm having a brain freeze. Well, he's not 100%. Be nice if Brett Beatty started. He had a double tonight, hitting 208. Simeon's playing better the last week. Simeon made a really nice play in the field tonight. And Bichette actually made a good turn. They didn't get the double play, but he actually looked pretty fluid there at shortstop. Zach Wheeler. Wheeler's not 100%. I think you've seen the best of Zach Wheeler, which would make sense. What's he, about 35, 36? But this is such an important win. Look how cold it is there. Temperature in Denver. It's 34 degrees in Denver right now. It's very hard. If you get jammed, you could actually hurt yourself. Yeah, Wheeler, William. Wheeler's, I don't believe will ever be that dominant force he was a couple of years ago. I think he'll still be good, but I don't think he's the same pitcher that he was. Let me move this. Yeah. There you go. The Knicks went up 2-0, huh? Knicks defense kicked in. They held Philly hardly anything in the fourth. Yeah, Philly scored 12 points. Big win for the Knicks. Whoa. Simeon? That's what Simeon did for 3 years. When he pulls the ball, he hits home runs. He's a dead pull hitter when he hits his home runs. Wow. You think he gets fastball there? It's hard in that weather to hit that ball like that, too. Simeon's starting to hit a lot better. We need that. We need Simeon to play well. Marcus Simeon, 4 for 5 tonight. He's hitting 231. The Mets are hot. They got a bunch of players hitting over 220 now. Beatty's at 214, Semien 231, Bichette 242. Melendez has been a godsend. And Carson Benj has been great. Benj is up to 204. He hit the Mendoza mark. And is that a hit? No. Ooh. Benj is playing really well. He misjudged the ball, though, tonight. He should have had it. He came in for it. He hesitated. The Mets are making good contact considering the weather. You know, a lot of times when you're up, you give up these at-bats. Rock, the Mets are winning tonight, 10-4. Soto led off the game with a home run. Let's see if I can find it. This is how the game started for the Mets.
For the acute treatment of migraine with or without aura in adults, Nurtec ODT can provide relief in 2 hours, which can last up to 2 days. Don't take if allergic to Nurtec ODT. Allergic reactions can occur even days after use. Get help right away for trouble breathing, rash, swelling of face, mouth, tongue, or throat. High blood pressure and Raynaud's syndrome can occur. Get help for high blood pressure, numbness, coolness, pain, or color changes in fingers and toes. Common side effect is nausea. Ask your doctor about Nurtec ODT.
Juan Soto has had a couple of
That's the person behind
in a row. He has not looked his best. He's done 0 for his last 9. He's leading off. Soto lifts one into left center field. That's pretty well hit. Back in the gap, McCarthy near the wall, and it's out of here. Juan Soto leads off the game with a home run.
435 feet. Phillies are hot, Rock. The Phillies are playing well. Donnie Baseball bringing his mojo to Philly. Wheeler was good. That was the best trade Sandy ever made. He traded Carlos Beltran to the Giants. I would. Soto is the Mets' best, yeah. Lindor's good, but Soto's the guy. I don't think you're winning without a good year from Soto. He had a great year last year, his first year. They have these commercials for Planet Fitness. There's a gym. I walk out of my driveway, no exaggeration, about 60 feet. The street is 30 feet. And then I cross it another 30 feet, it's the entrance to the gym. I went once in 7 months. It took me 11 seconds from my back door to get to that gym. That was crawling. It took 11 seconds. Never went. I really should go now because honestly, I wouldn't have done this again. The shoulder. I'd have 2 anchors put in, torn rotator cuff. It's about 4 months. I think it was 4 months Monday, and tell you the truth, 60%. They said it would take a while. I was all gung-ho. I said, can I play golf this summer? He laughed. He says, golf? Because you won't be. Maybe we'll let you putt in 4 months. He was right. Okay. Sean Manaea. Manaea gained some weight because he never plays. He's always on the bench. 6.35 ERA. Well, they got a couple lefties up. I'm curious to see. I don't see it. What's it, 90 miles an hour? You would think that the bone chips would hurt in this weather, real cold weather. Yeah, Simeon's going to get hot. He's been good in the field. That's a good pitch. Look, there were plenty of guys at 88 miles an hour that guys out, especially from the left side. Brooks Raley throws 89, 90. That's a good pitch. That must be miserable, lefty on lefty, when you're the left-hand hitter and you have to gear up to that. You just look at how that ball breaks away from you. You have to sell out early. That's it. Throw strikes. This guy's having a good year. Go right there. I had a sneeze. I promised you guys a happy dance, and I will give it to you. We're going to gear up the happy dance music. Hit, huh? Okay. Simeon always looks like he's miserable. Well, I'd be too if I were playing for the Mets. See, there's a perfect example. Simeon last year would have had that ball. Simeon is getting to the balls that are hit to the right, but he's just not getting the glove down enough. He's a split second slow. That's why, for all the good defense it looks like he's playing this year, he's an average defensively. There's another hit. And here we go. Incredible. This would be a shame. You're up, whatever it was, 8-1, 8-2, and you end up having to use Devin Williams when the turnaround tomorrow is in the afternoon. Be ridiculous. Another hit. Look at this. You know what? I'm getting aggravated, people. Maybe I should put the Met hat on. Bradley cap. Fine. Ooh. Yeah, that was a strike. You can shake your head all you want. It was a strike. Oh, no, it wasn't. Oh, my God. That missed by the proverbial hair. They're lucky that it's 10-4. They're lucky they put on the other couple. And he's challenging it now. That's a big difference, 2-0, 1-1. 30 degrees. The umpire wants to get out of there already. Look, they're freezing his balls off all night. That is a ball. 2-0. Can you imagine this? Is this unbelievable? This fucking shit. Rock, I was shocked. I don't think I'd bet him now, and he won. And if you gave me a chance, I still wouldn't bet him. This is ridiculous. I'm telling you, Mania. I don't know why he's still pitching for the Mets. You know, you Cohen, you're bragging how much money you have. So who cares if he makes $25 million? Cut him. This is ridiculous. You got to put up with this shit. You can't win throwing 89, 90 miles an hour. He has 2 pitches. And his fastball doesn't move. Who's this little Poindexter next to Mendoza? Now, Mendoza, I'm sure Williams wants to come in and get a save. Yeah, now he'll make the move now. Devin Williams is coming in. He waited to give him another 5. There he comes. So you got to waste Devin Williams. You were up 10-4 with an out in the 9th inning, and you have to wait Devin Williams, and you have to waste him. Unbelievable. Incredible. I can't believe it. Gotta put up with this bullshit every friggin' night. I think the Spurs are winning by about 100. You know they'd come back after Minnesota embarrassed them. This is unbelievable. I'm really aggravated right now. You have to use your closer. First of all, if he throws more than 15 pitches, he's done for tomorrow. You can't use him tomorrow. You know, the game is in 15 hours, whatever, 12 hours, 11 hours, whatever it is. Can't even friggin' count right now. What a fucking crock of bullshit. What a crock of shit. And Scott's going tomorrow, so you know you'll get at least 3 1/3 out of him starting. What a crock of shit. I'll tell you. I was just going to start looking at the price of computers because if they blow this game, I may need one. I might be off until tomorrow night. How's his ERA still 6.55? I've seen him the last 3 times up. He hasn't given up anything. What's he going to comb his hair? What is that, a pick? Did he just take a pick out the comb his fucking hair, Devin Williams? Did you see that? He didn't take a comb out to comb his hair, did he? I'll go fucking ape shit right now. You got an 80 ERA, you're worried about combing your fucking hair, it's 30 degrees. Oh, fuck out of here. Don't get me started. Yeah, of course, ball one. Unbelievable. Worried about combing his hair. Your team's going to lose 177 games this year, and you're combing your hair in Colorado, 30-degree weather. There's a strike. Come on. I see ground ball to short. Booted. You need Bob Murphy around now. This should be the sweeper, the airbender now. But it's not going to bend in this. There it is. Good pitch. See, his ball's not going to break. But it shouldn't have to. Colorado lost 118 games last year. I should be able to go in and give up 2 runs and 4 hits in a third inning. I throw the pitch 58 miles an hour. They pop it up to the fence, and they just got under it. Come on. And the pitch. He struck him out. We're getting ready. We're getting ready for the happy dance, people. You're going to be very surprised. Every game that the Mets win, I will be doing a happy dance. Yes, I will. And come on, are you happy about it? Come on. Thank you. Thank you. Come on. Come on. You could do better than that. Now maybe I'll do it. Yeah, he needs the operation. Hey, Larry. I'm ready to do the happy dance. Come on. Come on, Devin. You're going to do better than Diaz tonight. Diaz isn't pitching. He's in a cast. No. Oh. This is Eric Karros' son. Remember Eric Karros? He used to fuck the Mets with no Vaz also when he was at the Dodgers. And a high fly deep to left field. There it goes. Karros used to destroy the Mets. Now his son's here to annoy us. You ever notice that? We always get tortured by the sons. It's not bad enough the fathers. I'm surprised Chase Utley's kid's not up here pitching no-hitters against us. You want the happy dance? You're going to get the happy dance. It's going to be a happy dance. As the good book says, he who laughs, laughs last. Good book. Okay, here we go. I'm getting ready. I'm just, it's like swinging the on bat, the on deck circle. I'm kind of warming up for it. This is how confident I am that our pitch is going to get us out. Ooh! Hit your head, Alvarez, or whoever's behind Torrens, whatever. Smack yourself in the side of the head because that might have been a strike. And it was, God, I'm missing by a seat. Just missing. It was a good challenge. Missed by an inch. Inches mean everything. You know that. I don't have to tell you that. I'm getting ready for the happy dance. Come on, baby. Here's the pitch. Got him! Yes, sir! There we go. You didn't know I could dance, did you? I used to be able to do the moonwalk in the 80s. I mean it. I could dance. Now I can't walk. I feel like they got to do this to me right now. Let me turn this off. And we win. 3 in a row, as Bob Murphy would say. Isn't that crazy, Will? No, look. He was great. Devin Williams looks good. He's, it's also 11 people in the stands. This was one of the first games that I ever remember that Freddie Peralta pitched 5 innings and only struck out one guy. Think about it. Still out of breath from that. So, the happy recap, 10-5. We in the money. So, I was thinking of a few things. First of all, it's not time yet to start wondering, like, what if? Not time yet. But I will tell you, after thinking about it, what it's time for. So, we are good. 10-5. All right. Give me another 3 in a row. What are we, 8 games under now? I'm dancing around like a fucking idiot. The next door neighbor's going, shut up! Fucking 12-25, I'm dancing a hot. Buster Poindexter dances better than me, and he's been dead for a year and a half. But get me to 5 under. That's all I want. Get me to 5 under. And then we can start having a serious conversation about the serious Mets and that the season may not be over. This is, right now, if the Mets win tomorrow and win 2 of 3 on the weekend, right? They were brought in critical condition. They said, we've got a priest coming over to the bed. Right now, it's 6 hours later, and they're saying, well, he's a fighter. He's hanging on. Well, the next 2-3 days, critical, because it could turn at any time. That's the Mets. Because if the Mets happen to lose 3 out of the next 4, the season's probably over. If they win 3 straight, then you can start talking about, look, now we're 5 under after all the disaster. And we shoot for the next 15 games to be 500. Yeah, Larry, that's going to be rough. That's going to be rough. They have a first baseman. It looks like Aaron Judge, just younger. It's incredible. Hold on, everyone. I'll be right there. I went to a Japanese sushi place tonight. I almost got thrown out. I went there. Oh. John Stearns. So, big win for us. So now this is what we have to look at. We have to look at the next series of disasters, possible disasters. And we play the Rockies tomorrow at 3:10. Quintana, lefty. Soto will be in the lineup. Soto will not be in the field. We should win that, but, when you win 2 in a row, it's hard to sweep a team on the road. Then the Mets are at the Diamondbacks Friday. You see, the Diamondbacks are good at home. Friday night, Nolan McLean pitches against Ryan Nelson, who is a shit show. Saturday, Clay Holmes against Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly gives up more runs than I do. And Sunday, Eduardo Rodriguez, who has been terrific, and is the guy that's called blank for the Mets. And I don't mean Mitch. They haven't decided on a starter yet. Rock, you know why? It will keep me awake. But because you know what I'm going to do? And then we'll get back into the Mets. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be on here annoying you guys for another half hour. Then I'm going to watch Wise Guy season 3. I'm up to like episode 5 or 6. That was the Ken Wall series from like 1988. It was great. And that series, I did on my channel. If you want to go to a good show, I broke down that show, my review. And it had an arc. The first season, I think that maybe, I'm guessing, 20 episodes. He had an arc of 10 episodes. Ray Sharkey. Vinny Terranova was Ken Wall. He did 18 months as a cover in jail, comes out, infiltrates the mob. And yeah, Rock, well, Ray Sharkey was great in it. Ken Wall became really friendly with Ray Sharkey. And at the end of the season, Sharkey was written out. He dies. Ken Wall didn't want him to die. They felt he was so popular, such a great adversary to keep him alive. But Stephen Cannell, the writer, thought, we don't want to make this series about the co-star. Although Ken Wall and Sharkey really got along, they ran to California to talk to him. But they had already built new sound stages and built everything new. So, but what he did do was he put Ray Sharkey in about 2 or 3 shows as flashbacks. Because Ray Sharkey was a hot actor in 88. He did The Idolmaker in 80, I think. He had done a lot of good work. And so then they had Kevin Spacey, which was great. That arc. And then the season 3 arc that I'm watching, well, I think it ended in season 2 and then into 3, was they take over a record company. Glenn Fry is in it, like in every episode, like 7 or 8 episodes of the arc. Glenn Fry, Deborah Harry. They don't play themselves. They play a character in the music business. It was really interesting. And you know who was great? Patty DeBonville, or whatever her name is. She played Roseanne Coluccio, was it, in The Sopranos? The girl bookmaker cousin loan shark? Lorraine Caluzzo, I think her name was. That was her in like 88. You'll see how she looked. So great show. And I'm going to watch a few episodes of that after this. But so let's go to the manager of the New York Mets. He is Carlos Mendoza.
He got hit pretty hard those first 3 guys. He got a couple of outs, and he was still, 1 batter away from getting that inning out of that inning. He's got to turn the page, like you said. He's been very good for us. So yeah, it was just a tough one for him today.
There's obviously a lot of work to do. I mean, can you feel the momentum starting to build now a little bit?
Yeah, it's important. It's important to continue to win series.
Hey, Joe.
Continue to come in tomorrow and get the 3rd one. And that's our mentality.
I don't want to hear the guys are grinding. I don't want to hear it.
And think about the past, we just one day at a time. But it's good to see the guys playing loose with confidence, just playing their games, not trying to do too much. And we saw that today.
They're loose and confident.
Just you watch their bats. You watch, in the dugout, pre-game, during games.
Simeon,
just
play real big.
Playing the game the way they're capable. So there's a lot of smile on their faces. So it's just good to see them having fun.
The smile on their faces is they're all making $40 million a year. That's why I'd be smiling too.
Obviously, it's been a tough stretch for some. We understand that he's too good of a pitcher, and he's very important for us. So we have to.
Obviously, he's not too good of a pitcher. Too good of a pitcher isn't Sean Manaea. But look, like I said, we win tonight. Big win. We go down the box score because I know that's what you want to do. Soto, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. He is now batting a robust 299. Bichette, 2 for 5 RBI. He's up to 242. The great Melendez, again, 2 for 2, a walk, batting 333. Taylor, 190. Vientos, 239. I couldn't believe he was. I thought he'd be batting 199. Beatty, 2 for 4. Beatty's up to 214. Isn't it? You're happy because they're batting 220. Simeon, 4 for 5. This was his best game as a Met, obviously. He's hitting 231 now. And made some nice defensive plays. Look, when Tommy Pham was with the Mets about 4 years ago, he was like 1 for 19 in spring training. They were ready to cut him. And I remember talking to Jeff Green, who works for the Mets, my friend. And he said, veterans, you have to give them some time. They know how to get ready. It takes them a little more time. And Pham had a great season for the Mets. I'm thinking that might have been Simeon. Benj, 2 for 5, 2 RBIs. He's hitting 202 now. It seems like he's on every ball. Alvarez, after a brutal 10-game stretch, he's hitting 240. Louis Torrens is hitting 179, really hasn't done anything. Peralta lowers his ERA to 3.12. Tobias Myers up to 3.57. Brooks Raley continues to pitch great, 1.29. Weaver, 4.70. Sean Manaea, 80. Now 6.85. And Devin Williams to a robust 6.17. He lowered his ERA about 0.5. You want to hear some scary stats? When you look under the hood, right? In 12 innings, Devin Williams has 20 strikeouts. So the stuff is still playing well. And 6 walks. I just sounded like I was 13 and my voice cracked. 6 walks in 20 innings isn't terrible. He's given up 1 home run. And he's only blown 1 save. That's because he wasn't in it because the Mets lost for about 9 weeks. But look, 3 in a row. We were begging last week for 1 win, any shape or form. We're on a 3-game heater. I know it sounds ridiculous. No, it's not. It is a heater for the Mets, 3 games. And you know what? There's no reason Devin Williams didn't pitch that much tonight. There's no reason you can't sweep the Rockies tomorrow. Give me 5 to 6 solid innings. Give up 2 runs. I think if we go 6 innings, 3 runs, Scott, we win. I think the Mets will put up 5 tomorrow. 4 to 5, I think. Oh, good luck, October. And I will tell you something else. My prediction is that the Mets get Severino back toward the trade deadline. Severino wanted to come back to the Mets. So, a big win. We get through it wasn't really a scary ninth. A home run and a walk, it would have been a scary ninth. But look, Devin Williams is starting to pitch well. He is starting to pitch well. He's been really pretty good. Weaver, I think you get what you get out of Weaver. I think sometimes Weaver's lights out and sometimes he gives up a couple of runs. I think that's what Weaver is. Brooks Raley's great, but he can't go every day. Manaea is terrible. Tobias Myers just had a bad outing. His first bad outing in 5 weeks. And, rough. It was 30-something degrees there tonight. The ball's not breaking. He was cold. He hasn't pitched a couple of days. I don't hold that against him. But tomorrow at 3:05, I'll be doing probably by 6 o'clock tomorrow night here. I'll be doing the post game, hopefully off a win. Let's get the weather forecast. Weather forecast for Denver Thursday. 69 degrees and partly, 69 is a good number. 69 degrees and partly cloudy. Only in Denver. 69 degrees in the afternoon and 31 below at night. No, 31 at night. A 40-degree difference almost. That's something. So in the middle of the afternoon, the Mets will be playing in 64 degree. That's fine. It'll feel like 90 compared to tonight. And here is Freddie.
I was hoping to go to the 6, but it was crazy. My pitch count was a little high, but other than that, good.
It's a tough pitcher in a night like this, so cold.
Really tough, man. Crazy weather. Hard to breathe, and 35 degrees is crazy. But it's a game. It is what it is, and thank God we got the win.
How were you able to sort of grind through it? What were you able to lean on?
I was focused. I knew what I was facing. I knew that the weather was going to be crazy. I prepared myself mentally, and I was just, between innings, just riding a bike and all that kind of stuff, just to keep myself warm and ready to go.
What was the key to getting through some of those long innings there between the second and fourth?
Just trusting myself, trust the pitches, and I think Torrance did a great job, like calling the pitches, and we were on the same page the whole game.
What do you make of the way the team's been playing overall now?
I think it's what I was personally expecting. I think that this is who we are. You just we have to keep it that way. That's it. Just without thinking about the past.
That's right.
Nice personally to get back in the win column after it had taken so long since opening day.
It feels really good, man. And it's funny because Torrance just asked me, like, how long you had been pitching without winning? I told him since the opening day. He was surprised. Me too.
I like Peralta. He seems like a good kid.
Love that smile, Freddie Peralta. We get a look at numbers here. In his career at Coors
He has,
Field,
in his career, his lowest ERA is at Coors Field. So he just lowered it. 5 innings of shutout ball. Look, in weather like this, in Colorado, I know making lemons into lemonade, but you'll take the 5 innings because you didn't get beat up. You didn't get hurt in cold weather. You got to win, which isn't the important thing. But he gritted it out, and he seems like a real positive guy in that clubhouse. And I fully expect, again, I've beat Freddie up a bit this year about being an ace. To me, you're not an ace if you don't go minimum 6, hopefully into the 7th, more than half your starts. It's hard for me to call you an ace when you go 5 great innings, but you can't get out of the 6th. You're taxing your bullpen way too much. But look, is he a great number 2? Absolutely. But McLean is your number 1. Look, McLean hasn't really gotten out of the 6th either. But McLean's only started 15 games in his career or something like that. Freddie's thrown, 170 starts or whatever. So, a happy day for Met fans. If you're not a Met fan, you may not be happy. I will see you tomorrow around 5:30. We'll join the 8th or 9th inning like we always do. This way we can hang out and celebrate together. I will have another happy dance because I just think they're going to win. And it'll be a different song every Mets win. Have a great, great night, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. I'll see you later.